Really quick because I want to walk you through this. If you guys didn't believe, I want you to see it real time. So I was feeling good. I made progress in my life. I had hope. At 4 o'clock in the morning, suddenly there were 5 or 6 strangers. You can see there is directly in front of me. So I just moved and sat down, and he reoriented and moved to where I'm looking. I don't think you'll be able to see him. There's a guy in a red shirt walking around in circles, posturing, like puffing his chest out and waving his arms. See, he's activated because I brought the energy back to me, and now he needs to walk over to me because he wants to spiritually attack me. He's walking around with his head down, but his chest is up, and he's moving directly in front of where I'm looking. His back is turned. Now he's coming over to me. He can't hear me. But he's walking over, and it was right when I started to have hope for a better future. You feel me? I started to feel good about myself. And this happens to me every day. That, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, man? Yep, he's right in front of me. They go right in front of where I'm looking. I'll look at a point, and they get drawn to that point. He's waving his arms and walking in circles. hmm So what is it? It's like he's lost all sense of peace. It's all over here. I can puppet him. He twitches and jerks backwards. So what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to walk up and knock him down? Do they even realize what's happening? Hmm? His head's up. He's walking in a straight line towards me. He can't hear me at all. Hmm? Why? And it's always red. It's either a red car or a person in a red shirt. It's a spiritual attack, bro. Every time I draw the attention closer to me, and I start feeling good about myself. They go in attack mode. So if it's not a holographic simulation, and that's just like an MK Ultra handler or something outside, it's not too far off to think that whatever these people are, you know, Roseanne from the show Roseanne, who was in Hollywood, just made a short YouTube video talking about how there's only really a handful of us that are actual player characters, and the rest are like puppets in a very, very high-tech GTA video game. So it would make sense that no matter where I look, so if I look over here, or I look over there, this guy walks directly in front of me. Even if I walked over here and I turned over here, they come and go right there. And it's just walking around posturing with their head up and their chest out, stomping around, trying to scare me into feeling helpless, feeling like a beta male, I guess. You feel me? Feeling powerless with no presence, so that it's easier for me to start to feel aggressive, and then I start seeing myself almost behave like they're doing. See, he's walked directly in front of me, bro. His back is turned, but he moves directly into my line of eyesight every time I move my eyes away and start talking. He goes to where I'm looking. He's just stomping around, flailing his arms with his chest up. And it happened right when I started to make progress. I had hope. I was starting to think of a better life for myself. Do you see him? You heard him standing in front of me twitching. You can't see it. There's no way to show you, man. What the fuck is it? Is it trying to incite me to violence? Hmm. Psychological torture, man. If you know, you know. I don't know why, but at this level, what happens in the past, so we get to this point where I'm starting to do good. Things are going well. And then we have these guys. And then usually when this doesn't work, yep. So I can feel it. I can feel the energy. He throws attacks out at me. And then I start to feel like I lose my sense of power. I start to feel less real. Usually when this doesn't work, then I have people with authority. So like security officers or police officers or people in programs I'm trying to talk to get help to get me to a better place. Those people go out of their way and they just try to kind of rope me into false narratives. Do you see how he's standing? You can't see it. Every time I move and I look at a different place, he's walking to where I'm looking, and he stands there twitching, puffing his chest out. And the only thing I can think of is that I'm supposed to walk over there and defeat him somehow. Or I just put it all, I put it all right here. Appreciate that. I'm building a movement of people that are awake and that are trying to better their life, and the world just isn't letting them. He was walking away, and then I put hope back into the environment. And then he turned right around, he twitched and then jolted right back. And now he's right here. He was going to walk away. I'm trying. And then I have a breakthrough, and then suddenly my head is pressed against the pavement because some stranger called the police and told them I was a terrorist. And then I go to jail and then let out with no charges, but a lot more trauma. And then we have people like this. These are I can't see how this guy thinks. If that's a real person, I don't see how he has any sense of self-worth. He walks around with his puffing his chest out way too much, keeping his head high, waving his stuff around, and then he's just getting in the way of people like me. Yep. It's over-exaggerated. His behavior is so unnatural and over-exaggerated. It's confusing. And I don't see how he doesn't realize that his subconscious is guiding him to where I'm trying to do my 1,000-mile stare to keep my focus. It just seems like they're trying to rope out my feelings of power, man. I wish I could show you how stupid this guy looks. And then when this doesn't work, it's like everything, it's like the better I feel about myself, the harsher my environment becomes. Like the closer I am to feeling empty and powerless with no hope for the future, no sense of identity, then people leave me alone. But then when I start to bring my presence back and kind of raise my vibration, it seems like the environment attacks me. And I'm like, Roseanne just went on live and said that Hollywood's real and that there's only a handful of people that have real souls. And then the rest are just like, she called them messengers, which is what demons and angels mean. Like the original meaning of demons and angels were both just messengers. They're what they would call NPCs back in the day, that just, they have no soul and all they are is like a vessel, kind of like on playgrounds. I'm getting sick of this guy. This is why I would have a BB gun and I just beat him in the ass. I called Red Cross. Red Cross is trying to get a hold of me, but my phone is like a shitty track phone that doesn't answer messages, so I have to wait for them to leave me a voicemail, and then I can call them back. So I'm here. I just make YouTube lives and hope I can help other people. See, this guy's right in my way. You can't see him, but can you guys see him? I hope it's just white pride and this guy was raised wrong. I hope he's just kind of unconscious to this. He doesn't realize what's happening. And he's just was raised to believe that the way that he's acting is right. I hope he's on drugs or something, but he just seems like it's the typical, it's what you would see in a it's what you see in a TV show. Like if you were to watch Inception or like The Matrix or something like that. It's a guy with the baseball hat and the sunglasses in the middle of the night. He's wearing sunglasses and he's walking around right when I felt hope. The goal of this live was to show you what people call gangstalking in real time. Because I live outside. So I see a world that most people don't. I see people behave the way that people don't because they go home and go to bed and go to work. I see what it's like to live outside in the Matrix. And what you see is a lot of this. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know why he keeps coming into right where I'm staring. When I move my eyes, he twitches and moves over to where I'm looking. When I feel like any type of energy at all, he'll start to stomp around, he'll puff his chest out. And then it happens so much. Like I've gone to jail about 10 times because of this. They call it a sequence. It's a string of events that happen over and over and over again in a cycle that I'm able to use pattern recognition to understand what's happening. And it's that I start to better my life and manifest a better future. So I just called Red Cross and I was trying to get money from my computer to make my album because I just lost everything in the flood. So I had hope. I felt a connection to God. And now we have people stomping around me. There was like 5 or 6 of them. And then now it's just this guy. And it's always in a red truck or a guy in a red shirt. And they're always getting in the way. Almost like there's another level of this reality in your imagination, the spirit realm. And they're attacking that. So I felt a pull. I felt like this guy was I could feel it before he got here that there was something trying to attack my spirit. And then I look where the thing was coming from, and then it's just a guy doing the typical gang stalking behavior where their back is turned to you, but they're always trying to get in your line of sight, get near you, get as close as they can to you, and start to try to draw that manifestation power away, try to make you feel powerless, try to trigger old traumas that they shouldn't know that you have, but they do things that were the same as other events in my past and your past, that they'd have no idea that it's a massive trigger for you to say things a certain way and act a certain way, but they bring it back out. And then when they feel like they have the power, they leave. This guy's tried to leave 3 times, but I'm stubborn. So I'll just bring the hope right back. And then he twitches and comes back. He's not calling anybody. He's not meeting anybody here. There was just a massive flood. It was pouring rain for hours. It let up for about maybe 5 minutes. It's let out. And then this guy's here, just stomping around, waving his arms around. And then when I start to not let it affect me, I think they call them spiritual code enforcers. So, yeah, I closed my eyes and looked up, and he's directly in front of me staring at me. I tried to close my eyes and pray, and his back was turned to me. And now that I started to pray, he's facing me. He was looking directly at me. So I started to pray. I started to raise my vibration independent of what's happening, not letting my external circumstances affect me, and to bring it back. And the guy's here. So I'm getting tons of calls. You can't see him. But he's right under that telephone pole. There's like a patch with a guy standing. That's me. What's up? There he is. You saw it?